Greetings, my holy friends. It is January 1st, 2016 of the secular year. Happy New Year and Shabbat Shalom. It's also a Friday afternoon. Sun's going down, so I'm going to be brief. I was reading a note from one of my more intelligent colleagues, Rabbi Eliana Yolkut, who observed that it's actually not a big deal that this is the new year. Our new year and our resolutions come kind of a few months ago at Rosh Hashanah. However, now is a poignant time to kind of check in with the resolutions that we made on Rosh Hashanah and see how we're doing with those. One resolution that I made personally is that I wanted to figure out a way to teach Torah every day in a way that was accessible to everybody. And I've kind of fallen off my videos a little bit, but I thought I'd take this time to recommit to putting some bit of Torah on YouTube every day in 2016. Let's see how that goes. So it's, like I said, it's getting on toward 4 o'clock here in Burbank. It's almost Shabbos, so I'll be brief. The Torah that I want to bring you today is from Parashat Shemot, from Sefer Shemot, the first Parsha in the book of Exodus. And there's so much here, but the one that jumped out at me this week was the story about the burning bush, that Moshe has fled Egypt and he is shepherding some sheep. What shepherds do is they shepherd sheep, otherwise he'd be a coward. And he comes across a burning bush, and the bush is on fire, but it's not being consumed. And the sages of our tradition ask, specifically Rabbi asked, okay, why did God appear this way? And he suggested that we read all sorts of places in the prophets and the Psalms about God saying that God is with us. There's a psalm where God says, wherever they were suffering, I was with them. And again in Yeshayahu and prophet Isaiah, I believe around 63 verse 9, in all of their sufferings, that is the people of Israel, he was present. God was present. And so Rav Yanai looked at this and said, this is why God is in the burning bush. Wherever we're suffering, we tend to ask, where is God? Why isn't God saving me from this suffering? Why is God perhaps causing this suffering? And over the years, I've come to a very personal idea of God, that God isn't one who makes us suffer or has the power to end suffering and intentionally withholds it. God's not in the business of making us cry. God's in the business of crying with us. So wherever we are suffering, we should call out to God, knowing that God is right there listening, is suffering with us, is a shoulder that we can cry on, and is also the source of our own personal strength to get out of wherever we are. So God appears as a fire in this bush, and it happens to be a thorn bush, as Rabbi Yanai points out, that in this thorny circumstance of the Hebrews being stuck in Egypt, God was present there with us. And God's not burning the bush down, God's self. God is saying, here's the light. Here is my presence with you. You have the strength. You have the energy, Moshe, to solve this problem, and urges Moshe to do so. So in all of this, I want to reiterate that the God that I believe in isn't a God that's in the business of making us cry. God is in the business of crying with us when we suffer and teaching us to be there for each other. And that's why God is in the burning bush, to show that God is present with us in our predicaments and is there to give us strength to solve our own problems and to be with each other. Even when the problems are insoluble, we can still be there to support each other. Now, if you'd like to come someplace and cry with your friends, or laugh with your friends, or sing or eat or pray with your friends, come on down to Burbank Temple Emanu here in beautiful downtown Burbank, California. Sun's going down, so I'm going to shut up in a second. But if you want to come tonight, we're going to pray at 7:30, tomorrow at 9:30. Until tomorrow night's video, be well, my holy friends. Shabbat Shalom.